I want to personally congratulate B'nai B'rith International for 175 years of advocating for Jews around the world and for fighting bigotry and hatred in all its forms. When I grew up in our home, there were three very important events that I think marked who I am as a Jew and as somebody who sought public service. First was the Shabbat services at our home every Friday night. Because no matter what was going on, that was one dinner you could not miss. And my parents held the dinner until the last boy was home to make sure we had dinner as a family, and to make sure that we had dinner as a family on the day in which we marked the beginning of the Jewish Sabbath. The other very important part of kind of identifying who we were was what I call our family room wall. In the center of that wall was the purse that held my grandmother and my two great aunts' passports. That purse and those passports were what allowed them to come to America. They came from Eastern Europe 100 years ago in 1917, fleeing the pogroms of Eastern Europe. And on either side of the purse were black and white photos of relatives on both my mother and father's side who never made it to America in the 20th century. And it was my parents' way of reminding us that we were fortunate to be in this country, but as Jews we were not just fortunate to take our good fortune, but to use it responsibly to benefit others and help others, and not to be reckless with our opportunity that the United States, America, provided our family. And then third, I would say, is every year from 67 to 73, our family for the whole summer went to Israel. Traveling, it was 2 days after the 67 war, and 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 73, we went to Israel. I've traveled there obviously as a congressman, as a White House official, as an individual when I brought my son, Amy and I brought Zechariah for his bar mitzvah at the Wailing Wall. And those three important moments, I think, not only kind of kept me tied to the Jewish people, the state of Israel, but also kept me tied to my identity as a Jew and my responsibility as a Jew. And I think about it when I think about B'nai B'rith's 175-year anniversary. We in this country are fortunate. When you look at the span of Jewish history over 5,000 years, never has there been a Jewish people more comfortable, more secure, and more entrenched in either both business, commerce, and public life than the American Jewish community. I think it's incumbent upon us to remind ourselves of how fortunate we are and to use our fortune for those who are less fortunate. And the good news for all Jews is that there's B'nai B'rith, who takes advantage, I think appropriately, of our security, our comfort, our position in life, to make sure that we use our voice for those who are less secure, less fortunate, and less comfortable. And that it reminds us, all of us, that we have a responsibility as Jews, as Americans, to make sure America lives up to its ideals, and to us as Jews to use our positions to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. So for 175 years of great work and reminding ourselves of our commitment to each other and to those who are less fortunate, I want to thank the B'nai B'rith on their anniversary and ask more of all of us to be better Jews and better citizens.